Hi Taurus, I hope this finds you guys well. It's going to be a general reading for July 23rd to the 31st. And I apologize in advance if my voice gives out. I've literally been doing readings for like 8 hours straight, so my voice is kind of going in and out. We're going to pull a crowning energy, talk about that. So we got a lot of stuff going on that we've been talking about. We have the South Node, Sun in Cancer, 24 degrees, Saturn and Pluto hanging out around those degrees, and Saturn at its home sign. That's just all equals intensity, karmic endings, karmic beginnings, major mixing of energies, bringing us to where we're really meant to be. That's where Saturn and Pluto can be hard, but are very necessary together, right? Because they really push us to really look at and pay attention to what's working in our life and what's not, you know? And also what's indicated in this energy too, a lot of people playing mind games with themselves, and not maliciously at all. But it's like a lot of us telling ourselves these narratives as a way of trying to make a situation work that maybe is not supposed to right now, and all of that's going to be exposed, right? We just can't compromise our spiritual truth anymore. Saturn in that South Node's not going to let it. So let's see what the story is for you guys at this time. But we do have some nice stuff going on. We have the Mercury in Cancer conjunct Venus in Cancer. Okay, oh, cards are popping. Okay, let's see what we got. Pluto, transformation, beautiful. Yeah, but like I was saying, we do have a lot of stuff going on in the sky. Mars in Leo, trine Jupiter in Sag. Sun in Leo, trine Chiron in Aries. All good stuff. Sun in Leo square Uranus and Taurus might make you feel really tired on the 29th, but besides that, pretty nice stuff going on. Definitely a lightening up of what's been going on. A little bit of tension maybe at that new moon at 8 degrees Leo is really nice, but on that same day, the 31st, Mercury does go direct in Cancer at 23 degrees, and usually on the day it goes direct, there might be a little confusion. There might be, that last dot at the end of the sentence of miscommunication. So just stay flexible and you guys will be fine. Yeah. But let's talk about that Pluto transformation. I do like this. Pluto's beautiful. Represents endings and beginnings. Okay. So important, right? As we were just talking about. It's not a card of physical death or anything like that, since, in our lifetime, we experience many deaths and new starts, right? This is simply a time when like the decks are being cleared and wiped out for new action. So most of the time you begin to feel this thing poking at you, where you're feeling something's not right. Things are going down in a weird way. You're just feeling a little left of center, and you can't really put your finger on it, but you feel change. You feel it happening. It's undeniable. Those of you who have been in a relationship that's been difficult, this will either end things for good, or it's going to become really deep and so much more fulfilling than you could possibly imagine. Any romance at all that starts as this time is going to prove to be very intense. So it's very important to try not to control things too much now, because in this Pluto energy, really just surrender, surrender to the ups and downs for a while. It's definitely a time of very intense sexuality, and this could come in various forms. It could be great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, most likely very intense and consuming kind of sex for sure. In terms of career, this can be time to get a new one. But a lot of you, I'm also getting, you may be feeling upset concerning something about your past that turns out to be not what you always thought. Okay? So that's just something to think about. But you want to think of Pluto as like leftover things that tend to like languish in a state of decay if you don't take care of them, So, in that there ends up being a sense of rejuvenation when you deal with this energy and when you honor it and you pay attention to really what's going on, So I do like that. And that's crowning you. So, we look for that culmination by the end of this period, starting out with the Ten of Swords. I'm not mad at the Ten of Swords. Something had to go here. Obviously, if you got the transformation, something needed to change. It doesn't mean that you're losing your job necessarily, or relationships are ending necessarily, nothing like that. I think, look, between the death card, the Ten of Swords, and the Tower, you know, those are the three cards that people are like, no. But they all just, they equal change and shifting of energies that we need and are necessary. All right. So that first row is the beginning of the week. This is midweek. This is the end of the week. And this is any challenges. And we'll weave those in and see where those might fit in the scheme of things as we go along. But let's get started on this Ten of Swords energy, Mercury and Virgo. The traditional meaning of this energy is ruin. All right. And even though that sounds pretty scary, it doesn't mean, you know, literal death or destruction of something. This is something that's had a history. You know, it's like one sword at a time has been put in. You know, so it's this building up over time. So this is nothing that, I'm not saying that you didn't see it coming, but or that you did see it coming. This is just something that has a history. So there's less of a shock factor here than, like, say, with the Death or the Tower card. But this ending clears the way for new possibilities, and you will most likely find the finality of its releases you from frustration and stress that you didn't even realize you were feeling until it's gone. So in this way, it's a bit like the Death card in the meaning of this ending, transition, and new beginning. And in your personal life, friendships may break and there may be no turning back. And this is unfortunately unavoidable. But there's no going back to what it was. Okay? And with hindsight, you may see that certain people and certain groups were causing such discord and stress in your life in the way things were going that you're going to just be like, oh, thank God that's gone, you know? And in love relationships, this indicates a dramatic ending. But this is often the ending of the way something was, so that something new can begin and be built within your relationship. That's a hell of a lot healthier. This often is indicated when, you know, your relationship has really gone through it, where you've had a significant struggle, and then you've entered into the space where you were able to have a meeting of the minds. You know, where you're able to get to the core of why your relationship hasn't been working the way you wanted it to up to that point. So in this way, it's like the end of an era where soon the strife and upset of the way something was will be over, which is great. Yeah, I am getting that interpretation just because of the other cards surrounding it. And we have the Judgment. Yeah, this is a Pluto energy that's connected to the High Priestess and the Justice. Yes, this is why I'm getting the ending of the era energy. Yeah, because this Judgment is about needing to come to a decision about the past. Great changes and opportunities are right in front of you, but before you can decide on the exact direction, certain past issues need to be addressed between you and your partner, you and your friend, you and your boss, however it may apply. This is a general reading. But this process is purely about how you judge yourself on your past actions and attitudes. Like, this is you really taking inventory of yourself, of the person you're dealing with. And this is telling me that you are really ultimately going to feel like you did act with integrity and in the best way that you possibly could in the set of circumstances that you were presented with. But at the same time, this is showing me that you're recognizing this about whoever it is that you're dealing with as well. Okay? That even though you may not agree with what they did and you don't like what they did, and this could be for friendships that maybe you're not going to want to revisit, it's you being in a space of at least trying to understand where they were coming from. Not that you like it and not that you want to stay friends with them, but it's this sense of recognition and awareness that actually is freeing for us, right? When we do that, it's a sense of forgiveness in a way. Right? So this is about accepting yourself fully. And this indicates a type of awakening, not only within yourself, but it can also be between you and your partner. Because love is assessed here, right? And it shifts into a new phase in this energy. So for some of you, there may be a reconciliation if you think the relationship is worthwhile, all right? This is where our free will comes in. If you're single, you may revisit an old relationship, and decide if it's worth trying again. And you're going to, in career, you're going to be acknowledged for work that you've done. Finances are set to improve in this energy too. And some of you may be very drawn to an old property or are considering returning to a place that holds very happy memories for you. But regarding props, some of you will be making a major property decision. I don't always get those home messages, but here it's coming through very strong. So apply that as you see fit. Okay. Then we have the sun reverse. I don't care if it's reverse. It's impossible to see anything negative about the sun ever, even when it's reversed. The reverse only means a slight delay, but it's still completely happy and content energy regardless. Partnerships grow in this energy. You guys really enjoy every minute together. Now again, because it's a delay, if this is a reconciliation, you might have to wait a little bit for this part, but it's coming. This is really, really positive. Yet partnerships just growing. And while this doesn't predict money per se, it does show success in a position from which you can generate money. But this is about success, guys, and achievements. And it's one of the most positive cards in the major arcana. So if you've had a challenging time lately, this shows that every part of your life is just going to be improving, as long as you're open to it and you're engaging with the energy. Now, some of you at the same time, some of you may be reunited with an old partner. Yes, okay. Yeah. Yes. And whether you want to work at it or not, again, I'm trying to like really tap in. I'm just getting this free will. That is a very personal decision in a general reading like this, but that's what I'm getting. Now, in terms of your state of mind, this shows you feeling very carefree and creative, very much nurturing your inner child right now. So I do like that, but I do feel, I have to tell you, I feel like this is where the Eight of Wands reverse with the sun is coming in as a challenge for you during this week. This is a Mercury and Sag energy, and it simply means, delay, right? You may have a lot of work to finish up, or you may be waiting for a particular decision to come in, a decision that'll end up blocking some things that you're trying to move forward right now, and you just need to be patient, right? So also indicates some of you may find it hard to communicate in your relationships, and where you feel pulled into petty arguments, just being the result of that. I just feel like the arguments could just be because you guys feel frustrated right now because it's the delays that you have to deal with. It's like, I'm getting for relationship, you very much want things to be a certain way already, but there are some delays just because we do still have Mercury retrograde. It's not going to be out of shadow until the middle of August, so we are dealing with that. That's a frustrating energy, right? When you really want to move things forward, but I feel like that really is the source of the arguments. Like, you guys just want to be there already, and you're not there. And that could also be the case even with a job, right? You want to be there in this certain space at work, and you're not. So that, that really could very much be playing with you at this point. And then midweek, we start out with Temperance. I like this energy. It's the Sagittarius energy. This shows you working through something that could be potentially volatile, but what I like about this is this indicates you tempering your thoughts and your actions to find balance and harmony. So this means choosing either one or both, right? Blending. There's a blending here of ideas. There's a blending of compromises, a blending of forces to create a healthy, solid solution to an issue that you're dealing with. There's a lot of compromise with Temperance. I really like it. The energy here does ask you to really accept both sides of a situation and just be guided by what feels most natural to you. This is not about you being right or them being right in any situation. This could be in an intimate relationship. This could even be in work. Even though if you're like, hell no, they're wrong, there's got to be a reason why someone thinks the way they do at all times. Even if they're working with the wrong information, there has to be a reason why they do what they do. And if this is someone that you're choosing to, or a situation that you're choosing to move forward in, it's worth it to you to try to understand why they might be thinking and feeling the way that they are. Because this energy really does ask you to reconcile any area of your life that feels out of kilter. And the only way to do that is by being open and understanding, right? And this really wants you to be very hands-on about moving your life forward. There's no space really for ego in this energy. You know, this is a stage in a relationship when you can really reach a new level of trust. So if you're single, if let's say you're not with anyone, if you're single, you may be guided toward a new partner right now. But regardless, it's an emotionally intense time. In work, some of you may be dealing with a difficult or highly sensitive person or group of people. Just be diplomatic, you know. You can work miracles in this energy, really. And for those of you who are parents, you know, running a household and dealing with demanding kids or partners, so you know that fine balancing act. But you have everything that you need to succeed right now, both financially and emotionally. So I do like that, yeah. But I am getting that I feel like this Three of Coins reverse is the challenge for that energy this week, you know? Mars and Capricorn energy, when we have, you're just finding something very tiresome and challenging, and you just don't want to put more work into something right now. So this is the challenge where you're in this space of understanding you need to temper your ego, you need to temper how you view things, right? Because, you know, Taurus, keeping it real, right? You guys know how you feel, when you feel it, how you want to feel it, right? And that's, you know, and you have such straight resolve, which is one of your incredible strengths. But when you're trying to work through something, right, and work through compromise, it's a challenge. So I am getting that this is your challenge because you're just going to be like, ugh, I don't want to deal with this, you know? This can be because you feel like, at least you feel like you've seen it all before. And there's a sense of you becoming cynical here. And this can be with a career or even a relationship, you know. And, you know, maybe you're in a space of like, oh, you know, my partner really isn't everything they presented themselves to be, right? Or that role that you took on in your career was sold to you in like a much more glamorous light than it is in reality. But I'm getting that most of you are gonna push through this, because you have resolve now to make these changes. You're going to be pushing through it, making the swift changes that you're looking to make. Yeah. You know, again, this Three of Coins, the challenge, this is a minor arcana. It's a passing energy. So the Temperance, which is a major arcana, this has a longer lasting effect. That's going to rule here. So I do like that. Okay, and then we have the Lovers. The Lovers. Yes, Lover shows relationships and a decision. So, for some of you, this can predict meeting a new partner or a new career opportunity for others of you. But either way, whether you're meeting somebody new or you're getting a new job, whatever decision you make in this energy is going to have a very profound effect on your future. This is about you being willing to take a risk rather than stay safe in both relationships and career. So, if you're already in a relationship, a decision whether to take your partnership to a deeper level is going to be made here, for sure. You know, this is a Saturn energy, and it's a 7th chakra energy. And what does Saturn do, right? Saturn requires discipline and hard work. Saturn's the great taskmaster, right? But that's what's necessary to get to that higher level of consciousness in that 7th chakra. And you want to do that because the rewards that are found in the 7th chakra energy are for a lifetime, guys, right? So, you know, this is the work that you're doing in this Lover's energy. Not only is it going to come to fruition, but it's going to last for a lifetime. So this is you getting very real about love and relationships in every sense, Taurus. This is you recognizing what hasn't worked for you in the past. And just saying, like, once and for all, I am not going to repeat those patterns anymore. I'm not going to bring that negative nonsense into my life. And I'm really going to be honest with myself about what I need and be really open to giving my partner what they need, you know, in the same way that I expect them to be able to not be a certain way, but to be a certain type of partner where you're happy. You know, this certainly doesn't mean a lack of autonomy in the relationship. You're both still your own people, but in relationships, of course, we have certain expectations, right, of our partners, and them being supportive in certain ways and so on, whatever that means to you. Then we have the 8 of Cups, Saturn and Pisces. This is the card of a new reality. This is awesome. I'm loving your reading, I just want to say. It's a very intoxicating energy that rises up when someone has created their dreams. And even if you left something, right? There's this sense of accomplishment, of having done, of having created something from that first cup all the way up to where you are now. This is an energy where you're really acknowledging what you've been through. This is you really looking at and appreciating your journey. And it being okay to just sit and be you for a minute, to just live in the moment and to enjoy the lessons you've learned. And this is you seeking spiritual solace. And again, just living in the moment, just trying not to worry about anything for a minute. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not in any way appreciative of the growth that you're going through. It's, in other words, it's not like, I've been through so much, I'm going to stop here. No, this is you appreciating everything that you've been through, but recognizing this bridge of transformation that you're on right now. And you just want to take a minute after this long journey that you've been on to prepare for the next stage of your dreams, because you can and will bring them to fruition. It's like this official pit stop where you're leaving the old you and just leaving the way you used to do things, the way you thought, that no longer serves you. Of course, we're going to keep the good things. You don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, you know? And I'm getting still very much that you're with a partner here and that there is a sense of autonomy, right? What I was just mentioning, which is so incredibly healthy. We need to have that in relationships, right? That's the opposite of codependence, right? Is to be autonomous and to have our own minds and to have our own desires and to have our own thoughts and our own feelings, but yet to blend it together, right? To blend it together. Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful. Love it. All right, now we have ending the week, King of Wands. King of Wands, Cancer and Leo energy. This is the right time to express your ideas and just really be the individual that you are. Really make a practical plan for what you truly want for yourself moving forward and be the initiator of the plans, because what you do now is really reflecting your truth. This is you getting very honest with yourself. Just don't let perfectionism get in the way. Don't let perfectionism get in the way, or external circumstances or external voices. And welcome in the Queen of Wands reverse as a challenge. This is what I'm feeling. This is your challenge in this King of Wands energy. This Queen is a Pisces and Aries energy. It's making you feel like controlled, I feel like someone is interfering in your business that doesn't belong there. There is a great need for organization, but for some reason, disorder is ruling right now. And this can be a challenge because maybe many of you have taken on too much and you just can't admit it. And so you need to think if this isn't maybe a pattern that you typically fall into as a way of avoiding being who you are, due to fear of rejection or due to feeling like you never have enough. But as a person, the reverse Queen of Wands breaks promises. So this can be someone saying that they were completely supportive of you regarding something that you want to move forward on, but then they seemingly rescind on it, or they're giving you a really hard time. They're just really like busting your shoes about something that you want to move forward on. And while I'm getting that that's pretty annoying for you to deal with, we have the Magician. So I don't think you're paying too much attention to that external static that might get in the way of you moving yourself forward in the way that you see for yourself, which is great. This is a second chakra new moon energy. And I love that we have this at the end of the week, since we have the new moon at 8 degrees in Leo, right, on the 31st. This indicates a time to go with it and just really look deep within yourself and really look at how you feel and what your deepest desires are, and admit to yourself the true level of emotional investment your next steps will require. So, for example, you know, if you're thinking about changing careers, this is you loving the concept, but you have to get really real with yourself in this space. Like, what is it going to demand of your time? And is it going to cause you to compromise your personal life in any way? You know what I mean? Or this can be you getting very real with you taking your relationship to that next level. What kind of emotional investment is that really going to require for you to do it well, right? For you to do it the right way. And understand, though, that it's time for action now in this energy. You're communicating and expressing your ideas and desires. You'll have the drive to move your plans forward and even take new approaches to things. You just want to be mindful of the reality of what you're getting into. But you are. Because the magician is all about thinking laterally and asking the questions and letting go of procrastination. It's like you're doing it. And you have the ability to transform whatever you choose right now, Taurus. You really do. This energy directs you to make the most of your skills and talents, step into your power, focus, focus, focus on moving your life forward. You guys are such a grounded earth energy. You're so good at this. You really are. And if you're single and want love, it's coming in. For those of you in relationships, you begin to see this incredible deepening of your relationship. Your career is going to experience a new beginning. So either finding new employment or a new direction in your existing work. And even for those of you looking to sell a home, a house sale is completed in this energy, you know. Or maybe you're deciding to move forward with remodeling plans. But regardless, a very social time for you guys. Lots of visitors, lots of entertaining. Yeah. Lots of stuff going on. Nice, fun. And then we have the Emperor, Aries energy. This is about you bringing balance and security into your life. You know, this is where you belong, right? I mean, you guys are so grounded anyway. This energy indicates mastery of life and control over what you own and who you are, and things going smoothly within your circle. There's an element of careful thought here that's just really going to serve you. As this energy indicates a return to order. So it's a welcome sign of improvement if your circumstances for some reason have felt not orderly, right? Or a little out of control for you, or just not where you really felt like you were resonating. Now, for some of you, this can indicate a new partner. For those of you in established partnerships, this indicates focusing very specifically and clearly on practical matters, okay, and future planning. But regardless, it indicates absolute loyalty and love. Finances get organized. You can expect to have fairness at work during this time. Just be sure of your goals. Because I'm getting that there's going to be a restructuring at your job. And it's either going to make you feel liberated or stifled. So you're going to have to figure out what the best choice for you is at that point. These energies are really great, Taurus. Honestly, they are. But remember, you have free will. And what that means is it's your responsibility to engage with the energy. It's not going to come knocking on your door and make you do anything that you're not motivated and willing to do. And if this didn't resonate with you, check out your other signs, right? Because remember, our sun sign is only one room in a very large house, right? It's our ego consciousness. So you want to check your rising sign, your moon sign, your Venus, to get, because you may resonate more with one of those during this particular time. That happens with me all the time. Most of the time I resonate more with my rising sign, All right, guys, that is what I have for you. Enjoy this time, and I will see you for the August reads. Okay, you guys take care. Until then, bye-bye.